Most wealthy people that I know, they invest in only a number of things.
So I put 2,000 bucks into this trade and I ended up doubling my money. And I thought, oh my God, look how quickly you can make money.
Dumbest damn thing you could ever buy in your life is a big, expensive luxury car.
Rise and shine!
It's Entspresso time!
Hey, it's Carmichael, and I am not a morning person, but if you start your day with a morning routine that inspires you, like watching one of these videos, it will change your life. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee, know that I believe in you, and get ready for a shot of Entspresso from Dan Lok.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
You see, when it comes to investing, do not get fancy. You don't need sophisticated, complicated techniques. If anything, you want to go with something very, very simple, something very proven. Most wealthy people that I know, they invest in only a number of things. Could be real estate, could be index fund, could be the stock market, their own businesses. That's it. They're not chasing the latest, what you see on social media, the latest investment scheme and things like that. No, they only invest in long-term proven investment vehicles. Stocks are one of those vehicles. Maybe you're not in a position to invest in real estate. That's okay, you're still saving up some money. When it comes to creating wealth, I want you to understand something here. Skill, right? Skill, your investing skill, that's very, very critical. But what is more important is discipline. Discipline, having that discipline. Don't get the shiny object syndrome. Let's say you could go back in time. You and I could go back in time and you invest $1,000 in Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company. You invest in that stock. Now, at the time, the stock was trading at about $19 a share. Fast forward today, the Class A shares of Berkshire Hathaway, about $300,000 a share. If back in the days, you would have invested $1,000 in Berkshire Hathaway, fast forward today, do you know how much that would be worth? Comment below. That would be worth over $16 million. For most people, earning $16 million is virtually impossible. But putting aside $1,000 and you don't even think about it, you don't look at it ever again, and one day you wake up, you've got 16 million bucks in your portfolio. But that's not the most amazing part. Do you know if you would have invested $1,000 since 1964, every single year until today, how much that would be worth? Your portfolio would be worth roughly $124 million. $124 million. I want you to think about that for a moment. Let the number sink in. You see, the key to creating wealth is actually very, very simple. All you need to do is to earn more money than what you actually spend, either through a high income skill or multiple income skills or a scalable business. That's all you need to do. And then you take the difference, right, the spread, and you invest the difference into some kind of investments, solid investments over a long period of time. That's it. Nothing complicated about it. There's nothing complicated about it. You see, let's say if you're making $35,000 a year, let's say you make $35,000 a year. Every single person has made, most people, in their lifetime, over $1 million. You take $35,000 a year, you times that by 40 years. That's $1.4 million. That's over $1 million. You have $1 million slip through your fingers. But we just don't know and we don't have the habits of investing, and that's the issue. Instead of looking for the greatest investment, develop the best, the greatest investing habits. Not wait till you have money. Because if you're not investing the little bit of money that you have today, guess what? As you make more money, you're not going to invest it. It's not going to happen. You're making $1,000, you're not investing $1. What makes you think when you make $10,000, $100,000, you're going to invest more and more? It's not going to happen. You don't have the habits of investing. It's not about chasing the latest investments. Now you may be thinking, so Dan, what are you saying? You mean that all I need to do is just put a little bit of money aside, put it in some kind of low-fee index fund, and that's all I need to do? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. That's it. People want all these fancy techniques and all these things. When you notice, when you actually study how investing works and how wealthy investors invest, that's exactly what they do. They're not trying to kill the golden goose that lays the eggs to go buy their Ferrari. No. When you have the habits of investing, here's how money works. Very interesting. When you get how money works, when you know and when you have the discipline, more money comes to you. When you're not desperate, when you feel secure, money is a very interesting thing. When you're putting money aside, suddenly you have more money, and you put some more money aside, and then you have more money. Then when you keep improving and upgrading your skill sets, you can earn more, then you invest more. Now you can enjoy life. Money doesn't go to the people who need it the most. Money goes to the people who knows how to multiply money. That's the key. When you understand how this works, everything is simple.
Most people lose money in investments because you don't know what you're doing. I mean, that's at the end of the day, the biggest reason why people lose money is because you don't know what you're doing. When I first got started in investing, I was in my teens and a friend of mine suggested buying this stock. He was a little bit older, he was a super smart guy, and he suggested I buy this stock. And I did. And I put, I don't know, $2,000 or something in it, which was basically all the money I had, right? I mean, I remember if anything was over $500 as a trade, like, you know, I'm sweating and I'm breathing hard. But I tried to make it around that because the commission fees on everything was so high. So I put $2,000 into this trade and I ended up doubling my money. And I thought, oh my God, look how quickly you can make money, right? I mean, you put money into the stock, and within 6 months or something, I doubled my money. Like, oh my God, I can make so much money. If I double it again, that becomes 4, that becomes 8, that becomes 16, that becomes 32, that becomes 64. All of a sudden, I'm on the path to being a millionaire. Right? It's funny how our mind likes to trick us like that. So I thought my friend was a genius. I'm making all this money. I'm gonna be able to retire so early. This is amazing. So then he picked another stock for me. He's like, hey, what company you get into next? Tell me. And he gave me another stock that he was buying. So I'd be like, let's go. I'm gonna buy that one. And that one did not do well. And I did not lose all my money, but I lost a good chunk of my money. And then I realized, oh, okay, maybe this is a little more complicated than I thought it was. And I think all of us have to go through that phase at some point. Have to go through the phase of the hot opportunity, the hot stock tip, the hot, you know, somebody around us gets so excited, so we try. Like, how many of you have invested into something because somebody around you got so excited by it and so you said yes? But the problem was you didn't know anything about the company. You didn't really know anything about the opportunity. You're just going off the vibe of your friend who said it was a good deal, right? Like, how many, I think everybody's gone through that in some way. Thankfully, I learned my lesson when I was super young and didn't have a lot of money to blow. But some people, then it's take out a second mortgage on your home and invest your life savings into this new startup that's gonna blow up, right? I mean, some people, you end up losing a ton of money betting on the wrong thing. And how do you bet on the wrong thing? Because you don't know what you're doing. Because you're trusting somebody else's opinion instead of yours. Because yours is educated, right? It should be. You need to learn how to manage and invest your money. You need to. That's part of a life skill as an adult, right? As a human, to be able to learn that for yourself and then pass it on to your kids and the people around you. So, a couple rules that can help you. Number one, right? Don't start putting money into things that you don't understand. If you can't explain it, if you don't understand the company, you don't understand what you're buying into, don't buy it. This is why I don't buy cryptocurrency. I don't buy real estate. People ask me about I don't like real estate. I don't like it. I know it's a massive path to wealth. My friends like Grant Cardone and a bunch of other people are like hardcore in the real estate. Great, I love it. It can definitely work. I'm not down on the idea. I don't like it. I don't want to learn it. It's not interesting for me. So I'd rather invest my money elsewhere. Same thing for cryptocurrency. I don't understand it. I get the concept, but I don't know which one's gonna win. I'm not invested enough into it. I haven't learned. Could I? Yes. Am I interested? No. So this is the challenge. Like, if you're just going off and buying Bitcoin because it's hot, you're gonna lose a ton of money. Like, you might get lucky and win, but you're basically just playing the lottery. You have to educate yourself. Now, if you're an expert on cryptocurrency, could you make tons of money? Absolutely. Just like if you become the expert on anything, you can make tons of money. If you become the expert on real estate, you can make tons of money. But you have to be dedicated to becoming the expert on it. If you're just thinking that I can passively invest into something or just put all my money in some hot opportunity, you're gonna lose. So one, you have to understand what you're getting into. Two, I would say if you don't want to learn it, if you don't want to go off and be the expert on the thing because you care about something else that you're working on, then find a low risk option. So for example, with mutual funds, most mutual funds don't beat the stock market on average. Most mutual funds underperform compared to the stock market. If you look at how the stock market goes and you see the mutual funds, even if they've slightly beat it, you end up losing because you're paying a high management fee. There's professionals who are running that fund who make money. Even if they've lost money, they're still taking their cut. And overall, if you look at what the stock market has done, and then you look at the mutual fund, you'll see the mutual funds always underperform the stock market on average. There's very, very few that actually consistently beat it, very few. So what should you do? If you don't know how to invest, don't go buy some mutual fund where the bank who's selling it to you is taking a commission for selling it, plus the funds are taking their management fee regardless of if you're making money or not. You just buy the index. You buy an index fund where you're not paying a lot of commission and you're off and running. You keep investing in the fund. As the stock market goes up, you keep making money. You don't have to know what you're doing. You're not trying to time the stock market. You're not trying to say, ooh, what's gonna happen in the next 3 months? Don't try to be the prognosticator if that's not your business. If that's what you love and you're gonna dive in and commit to being the expert, great. You could make a lot more money in stocks if you did not buy the index fund and know what you're doing. But if you'd rather be over here doing something else and you still wanna make money, you buy the index fund. And you put aside your money and you buy the index fund and it'll continue to grow for you, right? So that's an easy path to be able to make money, to save money, to build your wealth without having to be the expert. And the third thing I would say is, I think at the beginning, and this goes against what a lot of financial advice would say, but I think at the beginning, as an entrepreneur, the best investment you can make is in yourself. The best investment you can make is in your business. The best investment you can make is into growing you. People talk about getting started early and put the money aside and the compound effect, which is true. You know, the earlier you start compounding, the more money you're going to be able to make over the long run. But I think self-education, self-improvement, and entrepreneurship is compounding more than putting that $1,000 into an investment. If I think about the early years of my business, and I had $1,000, if I had a plan and knew what to do with it in my company, I'd make more by investing into myself, that $1,000, and put it into the market. I just would. At some point, as you start to grow, and you may not be sure what to do with the money, then you invest it back in. I'm at where I'm at now, not because of the investing into the stock market, but because of all the investment made into myself, into learning, into growing, into traveling, into workshops, into seminars, into coaching, the investments that I made in myself. It's a much higher return. But when you start throwing off excess cash, you bring that back and you invest it. Like, don't start taking risky gambles in the business. You invest it, and again, if you don't know what to do with it, you put it in a low-fee index fund that just tracks the market. Right now, personally, I've got half of my money in an index fund that tracks the Canadian stock market, and then half of my money split between Facebook and Amazon. And that's my portfolio at the moment. Now, don't go do that just because Evan Carmichael said, go buy Facebook and Amazon, right? Like, that may not be, that is not the right strategy for you, right? If you're gonna go pick stocks, you have to know what you're doing. You have to have a background in it, because maybe I sell everything tomorrow and I'm not here updating you. Or maybe I lose my shirt on it, and you should not be making the stock picks and investment choices based off of something some guy said on YouTube, right? But at the beginning stages, I still think the best investment you can make is in yourself, into your growth, into your learning, into getting the skills, because you'll make a lot more money being able to develop those skills that can bring value to other people, that is in service of your mission, compared to working at some job that you hate. As your business starts to grow, make sure you're pulling some aside, and then invest it into whatever you love learning about. And if you don't love any of it, you just put it in a low-fee index fund, period. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I wanna know, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video and your plan of action for the next week? When you just watch a video and you get motivated, the science says you have a 35% chance of following through. But when you get motivated and create a plan of action, you bump it from 35% to 91% chance of following through. And when you share it with other people, like in this community in the comments below, it jumps to 95%. I want you to follow through. So question of the day, what was your single biggest takeaway from this video? And what is your plan of action for the next week? Let me know. Put it down in the comments below so I can celebrate you.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. I want to share with you a lesson from Carmichael's new book, Built to Serve. This section is about making money from your purpose. You have to embrace that. If you never learn how to make money from your purpose, you'll always end up needing a day job, and your purpose will become a hobby. If that sounds like a great life to you, then I'm happy for you. If not, then you need to figure out a money-making model that makes sense. One that is consistent, one that is significant, one that can pay you so you can quit your job and succeed to the point where you are providing jobs for others and helping even more people. You see, money is nothing more than a byproduct of value creation. The more people that you serve, the more successful that you will be. So to have long-term success is not just built to last or built to sell or even built to scale. It is built to serve. And this book will teach you exactly how to do that.
This car right here, this Rolls Royce Wraith with freaking the magic astrological zodiac sign built into the ceiling with little sparkles. Dumbest damn thing you could ever buy in your life is a big expensive luxury car. In fact, okay, in my rant today, I want to share with you one of the things that I did smart in my life was I never bought these exotic cars that everybody seems to go out and buy as soon as they make a little money. What I did was this: I waited to ever do a dumb thing like this. One of the dumbest things I ever bought in my damn life, okay? I waited until, number one, I didn't have to buy one, and number two, until it didn't matter. I just got my financial statement in 3 months, the first 3 months of this year compared to last year, a double. You understand what a double is? A double means I can do stupid now, okay? Look, once you make enough money to where you can blow $461,000 and it don't matter, then go do it, okay? Until then, do not waste your money. I'm sorry, this car was only $384,000. I didn't want to exaggerate to you, but I think they added some stuff to this bad boy. So look, until then, don't waste your money on watches and cars and Brioni suits, okay? It's ridiculous. You guys that are buying $1,200 shoes, stupid. You guys that are buying $200,000 cars, stupid. You guys that are spending money on homes, no offense, but you're stupid. You don't need an expensive house. You don't need a country club yet. What you need is paper. You need money, baby. You need net worth. You need passive income. You need flows, baby. Flows and flows and flows. You don't need a Rolls Royce.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. If you're a fan of Evan's work, if you want to know exactly how to model my success, I want to invite you to join me for a special online training. All you have to do is click on the link below. You can join me for absolutely no charge. So click on the link below and I will see you in class.
If you want another awesome Dan Lok video, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
How much money you make is only determined by how much value you could deliver to the marketplace with your skill set.
There's a lot of people work hard, but because they've never developed a high income skill,